So, we've been back from mining and we've managed to collect ourselves a reasonable amount of materials. So we've got a reasonable amount of diamonds, plenty of ore, plenty of bits and bobs. So what I've got set up here is a little list of things that we need to build. So now we're getting into the TEKKIT things. I built myself a minor little house to keep us going, and I've upgraded a furnace to an iron furnace. Iron furnaces and any furnace above a stone furnace is a better furnace. Anything increasing the amount of coal it uses to how much faster it cooks than the other or previous furnaces. So the next one above that is electric furnace. So what I'm trying to do is basically get myself set up with machines and get ourselves an energy condenser. So once we've got these things set up, we're basically good to go. So first one we're going to do is the energy condenser. So what we need is we first need to create an alchemist chest. So alchemist chest. So we've got to make all types of convalent dust, 2 stone, diamond, chest, and some iron ingots. Now I've got these set up here. So we've got the stone, the dough, that, like so. So those ones there, and we need to make the dust. So we get one of those there. Wait, wrong one. Cool. The iron ingot, charcoal and the stone, and those 3. So these 2 combinations make each convalent dust that we need. And after we've got the condenser, we don't need to make any more of these because they have an EMC value. With the equivalent exchange mod, we've got the ability to basically make more. Ah yes, we've got to do that one in the crafting table, haven't we? Right, so you've got to put the 8 cobblestone surrounding the charcoal, like so. And now we've got 1 of each. Now these can be used for lots of different things. One of the better ones are the talisman of repair, which is also on my list of things to do. So, with that, we can start work on the condenser. So the recipe was 2 stone opposite the sides of that, 2 iron, and 1 of each dust. So now we've made the first step towards our energy condenser. Now, next bit is where things get a little bit more pricey. So we need a few more diamonds and we need obsidian. So surround the chest with obsidian and diamonds, basically jazz it up a bit. And there we go, that's an energy condenser made. So that's our first task done. Now, next part is to set up our generator. We could make the machines first, but we want something to power them. So to start with, we want to start with a coal generator. Basically, the first way to get into industrial crafts power source, which is represented as EU, energy units. Coal is transferred into this, burnt, creates a little power bar, or goes straight into any machine that requires it. Now, the only downside about this is that its power is used as soon as you give it to it. So what you really want to do is make sure that you have a bat box or something like that so that you can fuel it. But because I'm only going to have a generator for a temporary time, I'm going to put a generator in there to start with, and then eventually work my way through to some solar panels. So we'll get started on the generator next. Right, materials for the generator are in the bottom left here. So I've set these up already. Okay. So first bit we want is we need to make an RE battery, 3 refined iron, and an iron furnace. Now, I think I've done that the wrong way around. I need 8 regular iron. Ah dear, what am I like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll pop that in this one. Oh wait, no, there's me being silly. Right, I've already made it, haven't I? I've got the iron furnace here. So to make a regular iron furnace, all you need is 8 iron bars, and you put them in a circular formation. The same way you'd make a wooden chest, but you just use iron ingots instead, and you'll get given an iron furnace. So, with our iron furnace in the bottom, we want 3 bars across there, and then you'll want an RE battery here, and that will create our generator. But first, we need to make the battery. And the battery is a copper cable at the top, surrounded by 4 tin and 2 redstone in the center. So now we've got our RE battery. So place the RE battery there, iron furnace there, 1, 2, 3, generator done. So that's our generator ready to go. Now I'm going to put some coal in it. Let's get some out of here. and this should charge its little energy bar. This is its maximum energy holding here. So one of the good things about using EU is that it's a lot more resourceful. It will only use what it can use. And for example, when you're using the original furnace, say you only wanted to cook one thing, you'd have to use an entire coal's like fuel to use it. Whereas this uses enough energy that it's more efficient. And obviously works out better. So, right, now we've got our power, we need something to put the power into. So let's start with a macerator. So macerator we've got here. Right, we've got 2 redstone, 2 down there, 6 rubber, 3 copper, which we need to turn into wires, 8 refined iron for a machine block, and 2 cobblestone. Right. So for the macerator, we need. Let's just type this in, macerator. The macerator, we need 2 cobblestone, 3 flint, machine block, and electronic circuit, and I'll show you how to make those. Obviously, the flint and the cobblestone we've already got set up here. And now for an electronic circuit, you need 6 insulated copper wires, 2 redstone, and another refined iron. And you have to set them up in a certain manner. Now, there are 2 ways to make yourself insulated copper wires. You can either make the individual wires like so, or you can get them so that they're already covered in rubber. So by doing so like this, you get 6 instantly, so you're actually skipping a process. So it's your choice, you can do it either way, depending on how many you need. Where for example, this will always make a minimum of 6 copper wires. You may not want that many, you may have more copper than rubber, so you make the copper, and then just add say 1 or 2 rubber, 2 individual copper wires, and you'll get the individual. But in this case we want 6, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 1 redstone there, and our refined iron. Then we get our electronic circuit. So that's the circuit made. We now need to make a machine block, which is another 8 refined iron to get our machine block. We now have everything we need for a macerator. Cobblestone either side, as the recipe said. 3 flint across the top, and that's our macerator set. So we're already well on our way to a baby step workshop, shall we say. Right, so that macerator is now being fed power. And the lightning bolt is a little symbol of like how much power is available to it. For example, if there are lots of things running at once, this may only be at half, saying that your power is being pushed at a limit. The more power you have, the better your machines run. So our macerator can now increase the amount of ores, or the amount of ingots we can get from any ore. We're placing it in the top, this runs, feeding power out of here, the coal will constantly regenerate that. So one of the benefits is that it works through the night, obviously, with solar power, but there are alternatives like geothermal, solar, etc. So what this will do will turn what would have been 1 iron bar into 2 iron bars in the form of dust. So this is one of the must-have machines. Okay, after you've got that, you obviously want to cook it, so let's set up our electric furnace. Right, what we got, what we got. Ah, yes, I see what I've done here. Right, okay. For the generator, I needed an iron furnace, and also for the electric furnace, I also need an iron furnace. So, we're actually going to have to... Oh dear, we're going to have to make ourselves a stone furnace quickly. Let's just skip ahead to after I've done that. Right, so a little mistake there, but I managed to get that sorted. Right, okay, so we need an iron furnace. That's sorted. Right, okay. So we were building the electric furnace, weren't we? Right, cool. So if we look at what an electric furnace needs. Electric furnace, 2 redstone, iron furnace, and electronic circuit. Right, so we need to create another electronic circuit, which we've got 6 wires, 2 redstone, and a refined iron bar, which we've all got at the moment. So place those in the correct places. That's the circuit, 2 redstone, and the furnace, electric furnace, right. Place that in its correct place. Right, now the electric furnace won't get power because it's not hooked up directly to the generator. You can attach things directly to the generator by placing them in any space you like, so you can have it under it, on the side, or any sort of face. But what I'm eventually going to do is I'm going to dig underneath and I'm going to hook them all up with insulated copper wire. I haven't got enough rubber for that at the moment, but that's something I'll do in the future. Right, so next we need to build an extractor and a compressor. Right, let's start with, let's do a compressor. So, components for a compressor are 6 stone, 1 machine block, and an electronic circuit. Nice and simple. So we've already got the 6 stone. We can make the machine block now. 8 more refined iron. And it was the electronic circuit. So 6 more cable, 1 refined, and more redstone. So 2 redstone. And the wire. After you've built these so many times, they eventually stick in your brain and you just learn them. You'll build so many electronic circuits you won't believe. Right, so that's our compressor. Let's get the compressor on my action bar. So what the compressor does is it's used for, it actually has very limited use, but you'll find that you'll need it at some point. Advanced alloys are definitely one of its primary uses. You basically place mixed metal alloys in there and it'll compress it down to an advanced alloy. With detailed things in Buildcraft, you end up using an alloy furnace, and that just gets into more things, but that's for another day. Right, last thing is the extractor. So let's just take what I've got left. Okay. Right, one of the things you'll need to make is a tree tap. So one of the things when you're actually working with rubber is you need to collect them from rubber trees. I've got a few saplings set up now, but when you're out here, you'll have to go find them. One of the more prominent spaces is found in a swamp biome, which is usually more close to a plains biome, but has just as much chance of spawning anywhere. Now, unfortunately, I can't find any sticky resin on this tree, but on any side of the wood, there's usually a yellow dot of some kind, which represents sticky resin. Now, to make a tree tap, you need a crafting table, and you'll need to make like a tap shape. And after you've done this, so we've got 5 pieces of wood and we've got a tap shape, so the top, the sides and the down. So 3 taps, and now we have 4 tree taps. I've already made the others previously. You'll need fresh tree taps, you can't have them in use. When you're going up to sticky resin, you'll right click on them and it will spit the sticky resin at you. So we've got 4 of those and we need these for our extractor. Now the awesome thing about an extractor is, although you can use tree taps to get the sticky resin out, you can actually chop down the trees and take the wood, put them into the extractor, and it will automatically make the rubber for you, as well as skipping the sticky resin stage. So you're actually making a much more efficient machine. So let's get that sorted. Extractor. As you might see with each one, there is actually an upgraded version. These are like the 2.0 versions. All they do is increase the speed at which they create the item, and other few bonuses, I suppose. So we need another machine block, the 4 taps we created, and an electronic circuit. So we've got enough for all of that. 6 of those, 2 of those, our refined iron, so that's the chip. And we need another machine block. So just put that in the wrong place. And surrounded by tree taps. And there's our extractor. So, right, we now have created everything we need for a general workshop, everyday use. The next thing is to find a better source of power, really. So my next thing will be to work on getting solar panels. Solar panels are one of my more favourite sources of power, mainly because once you've built them, they're a reliable source, they don't explode, and you can upgrade them. You can work towards something. You can start with regular solar panels and then work your way up towards low voltage, medium voltage, and eventually high voltage. Now, the amount of EMC that costs obviously increase in scale, but now with our workshop, we now have equivalent exchange and our industrial craft basics. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.